Okay, so today we are diving deep into a place that, I've got to say, holds a special place in my travel memories. Heraklion Crete. But, and here's the twist, we're ditching the typical summer crowds and venturing off-season. This deep dive is all about uncovering the magic of Heraklion when the pace is a little slower, all curated from a recent trip I was lucky enough to take.
It's funny, right? We always think islands, summer vacation, but this deep dive, it really reveals a whole different side to Heraklion.
Totally. Our traveler from this trip, they painted such a vivid picture of the city in, get this, late October. Just imagine strolling through those streets, the air filled with this unique blend of like cinnamon grilled meats, that salty sea air, and the music. You might catch the melancholic sounds of Stelios Kazantzis drifting out from a taverna. Honestly, that tranquility you experience is just not possible during those crazy summer months.
Yeah, it's as if the city gets to finally exhale after a hectic tourist season. And, that's when its true character really shines through. Speaking of character, where would you send someone who only has, say, one day to experience this off-season charm?
Hmm. Well, gotta start with the most important meal of the day, right?
Breakfast, of course. But not just any breakfast. In Heraklion, it's got to be bougatsa.
You read my mind. I mean, this isn't your average pastry. We're talking flaky, golden brown phyllo pastry. And inside, this creamy custard filling, all topped with like a generous dusting of cinnamon.
Yeah, and our sources, they were seriously raving about this Cretan specialty.
Mhm.
They even pinpointed like the ultimate bougatsa showdown happening right in Lion Square,
Yeah.
also called Eleftherios Vinigilou Square, if you want to get fancy.
Okay, a bougatsa showdown. Now you're speaking my language. Lay it on me.
All right, so picture this. You've got Philosophies, this place just buzzing with energy. Everyone's chatting, super lively atmosphere. Then tucked away just behind it, there's Kirkor. It's cozier, but more intimate if that's what you're going for.
Ugh, decisions. But hey, who says no to a second bougatsa later in the day, right?
Right. Especially paired with some lucumades. Those honey-soaked dough balls. Total mid-afternoon pick-me-up.
Okay, enough with the sweets. Time to walk off all those pastries and really dive into the city's atmosphere. And what better place to do that than Odo's 1866? It's this historic market street that just seems to pulse with local life.
It's a cool mix, really. You'll see the typical tourist shops, for sure, but go a little further. You'll find authentic fishmongers, butchers with their stalls overflowing. It's like a glimpse into the everyday life of Heraklion's residents, which, honestly, a lot of tourists probably miss.
See, that's the beauty of traveling off-season. You get to experience the real heart and soul of a place. But of course, we can't talk about Heraklion without diving into its history.
Which brings us to, drumroll please, the Archaeological Museum of Heraklion. And this isn't just any museum. It's considered one of the very best in Greece.
It really brings that ancient civilization to life, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine seeing artifacts from, like, bull worship, the mysterious snake priestesses, even just the pottery. It really hits you that the Minoans were the first advanced civilization in Europe.
Wow. Okay, I'm adding that to my list. What's the damage, entrance fee-wise?
Surprisingly affordable, especially given, what you get to see. 10 euros gets you in.
What?
Or if you're planning on seeing Knossos Palace, which we'll definitely talk about, a combined ticket is only 16.
Good to know. Speaking of Knossos, our traveler recommends hitting it up in the afternoon. But before that, how about a quick stop for some of those, breathtaking panoramic views?
Ah, you're thinking of the Koules Fortress.
Yeah.
It's right at the harbor's edge, this Venetian beauty. You get these amazing views of the city, the sea, the whole 9 yards. A photographer's dream, honestly. And get this, only 2 euros to enter.
2 euros. Okay, count me in. All right, let's talk Knossos. It's iconic. Just a quick bus right away.
Steeped in history and, maybe a little bit of controversy, too.
Oh.
Well, you see, the palace today, it's mostly a restoration done by Sir Arthur Evans. But those bright red columns he used, let's just say they've sparked some debate among historians. Like, how accurate is it really?
So it's like stepping into a time capsule, but with a bit of a modern twist. I kind of love that. Our traveler suggests at least 2 to 3 hours there to really take it all in. And what happens when hunger strikes?
No worries there. Plenty of those traditional Greek tavernas near Knossos, just beckoning you in for a nice leisurely lunch.
Okay, before we get totally lost in ancient palaces, let's get real for a sec, navigating the city.
Well, Heraklion's got a great bus system. Super convenient, especially if you're heading to places like, Knossos.
Any pro tips for us first-time bus riders in Heraklion?
Bus Station A, that's your main hub. And here's a little insider secret. Online schedules are great and all, but always, always Double-check the times at the station itself. You'll thank me later.
Noted. Now, how much should we budget for that round trip to Knossos?
About €5 should do the trick. Now, let's say you finished up at Knossos, you've got some extra time that afternoon. What's next?
Ooh, you know what? That's a great question. Because Heraklion, well, it's got a few more surprises up its sleeve.
Ever explored a city's hidden corners? Like really gotten lost in its back streets?
Oh, you know me. I love getting off the beaten path, discovering those little tucked away gems. Why? What are you thinking?
Let's ditch the tourist map for a bit and head into the heart of Heraklion's old town. Lakos. It's a neighborhood most tourists probably never even see.
Lakos. Okay, that's a new one for me. What's the story there? What makes it so special?
It used to be the center of, get this, Heraklion's tanning industry. But the cool thing is it's held on to its charm. Imagine narrow lanes, sun dappling through, colorful houses, balconies overflowing with flowers.
Okay, yeah. I can practically smell the bougainvillea now. It must feel so different from the rest of the city.
Totally. It's like stepping back in time. Life moves slower in Lakos. Our traveler suggested just wandering, really. Keep an eye out for small workshops, carpenters, bakers.
Yeah.
You know, those traditional crafts.
Ooh, I do love a good bakery smell wafting through the air.
Yeah.
Any particular spots you'd recommend seeking out? Aside from the general wander, of course.
Yeah, actually, there's this little taverna our traveler kept mentioning. Tamam, family run, tucked away on a quiet street. They said it totally embodies the spirit of Lakos.
Okay, Tamam is going on the list. What makes it so special, though? The food, the atmosphere?
It's one of those places where you can just tell. Locals hang out, share stories over good food. Simple, home-cooked, authentic, that kind of vibe.
My kind of place. Any must-try dishes.
Oh, the Dakos, apparently. They raved about it.
No way. I love a good Dakos. Such a classic Cretan dish.
This one, though. They use barley rusk, pile on the fresh tomatoes, crumbled mizithra, cheese, the good stuff, and, of course, a drizzle of that amazing Cretan olive oil.
Stop. I'm getting hungry. Okay. As tempting as it is to stay in foodie heaven all day, we've got one more stop planned, right? Something for the literature buffs out there.
Yes. We can't talk about Heraklion without mentioning Nikos Kazantzakis, one of Greece's most celebrated authors.
Oh, absolutely. I've only read bits and pieces, but his work is so powerful, really makes you think about the big questions.
Exactly. Life, death, faith. He wasn't afraid to go there. And you really get a sense of the Cretan spirit in his writing, so to really connect with his legacy.
We're going on a literary pilgrimage. Where to?
Just a short drive from Heraklion, there's this peaceful village, Murcia, and it's home to the Nikos Kazantzakis Museum.
Dedicated to his life and work. What can we expect to see there?
They've got a whole collection of his things, manuscripts, letters, personal belongings. Those little glimpses into his creative process, his life. It's pretty special.
I love how those personal touches can make history come alive. So after we've immersed ourselves in the world of Kazantzakis,
our traveler highly recommended taking some time to wander through Murcia itself. They said it's incredibly peaceful, almost reflective. A perfect way to, process everything you've just experienced.
It does sound like a perfect ending to our Heraklion journey. We've covered so much ground: history, markets, those hidden alleyways, now a peaceful village.
It's been quite a journey, right? Heraklion has so many different sides to it.
It does. And while our little deep dive is coming to an end, I feel like this is just the beginning of wanting to experience it all firsthand. What about you? Any final thoughts?
What really struck me is how much there is to discover beyond those typical tourist hotspots.
Yeah.
And especially in the off-season. Like you said, it's a different pace, a different energy.
Absolutely. To all our listeners out there, I encourage you, don't just stick to the well-worn path. Go explore, get a little lost, discover your own hidden gems. You never know what you'll find. Until next time, happy travels.
All right, ready for one last adventure? Let's step away from the city center again, yeah. This time, we're heading back in time to this historic neighborhood, Lakos.
Lakos, you say? Doesn't ring a bell. What's the story?
So Lakos, it used to be the heart of Heraklion's tanning industry, believe it or not. But the cool thing is, it's kept so much of its old world charm. Imagine, narrow lanes, sunlight filtering through, houses painted all these different colors.
Sounds charming. A world away from the hustle and bustle, I bet.
Exactly. Life just moves at a different pace in Lakos. Our traveler suggested, just keep an eye out for those traditional artisan workshops. You might stumble upon a carpenter, a family-run bakery, that kind of thing.
Ooh, yeah. Now, that's what I call a sensory experience, those fresh bread smells. Okay. Any must-visit spots in Lakos? Besides just the general wandering, of course.
There's this taverna, Tamam.
Mhm.
Tiny place, family run, tucked away. Our traveler said it totally captures the essence of Lacos.
Tamam. Okay. Onto the list it goes. What makes it so special? The food, the people.
It's one of those places you can just tell locals love it.
Yeah.
Sharing stories, simple food, but like done really well. That authentic, homey vibe.
Oh, I'm all about that. Any dishes you'd recommend, since our traveler loved it so much.
The Dacos apparently is amazing there.
Get out. Love me some good Dacos. It's a classic for a reason, right?
Yeah, but this one, they use barley rusk, pile on those fresh tomatoes, crumbled mazithra cheese, and of course that delicious Cretan olive oil.
Okay, now I'm starving. As much as I'd love to hang out in Lacos all day, we've got one last stop, right? Something for the bookworms out there.
Yes. No trip to Heraklion is complete without a little nod to Nikos Kazantzakis, one of Greece's most celebrated authors.
Oh, for sure. I haven't read all of his work, but what I have read has been really powerful stuff. He really makes you think.
Exactly. He tackled those big universal themes, life, death, faith. You get a real sense of the Cretan spirit in his writing.
So where are we headed to experience his legacy?
Just a short drive from Heraklion, there's this peaceful village called Mercia, and that's where you'll find the Nikos Kazantzakis Museum.
Dedicated to his life and work, I'm assuming. What can we expect to see there?
They've got a whole collection of his stuff. Manuscripts, letters, personal belongings. It's like these little windows into his creative process, his life.
It's amazing how those tangible things, they can really bring history to life. So after soaking up all that Kazantzakis,
Take some time to wander through Mercia itself. It's incredibly peaceful, almost like a chance to reflect on everything you've just experienced.
sounds like the perfect way to wrap up our Heraklion adventure. We've covered so much history, markets, those hidden neighborhoods, and now this peaceful village.
It's been quite the journey, that's for sure. Heraklion really does have something for everyone, doesn't it? Especially if you venture a bit off the beaten path, like we did.
It does. And even though our deep dive is ending, I feel like it's just sparked this desire to go experience it all for myself. What about you?
Definitely. What really stood out to me was that off-season magic.
Yeah.
It's a different side to the city, a different pace. A good reminder that sometimes the best travel experiences happen when things slow down a bit.
Couldn't agree more. And to all our listeners out there, remember, don't be afraid to ditch the tourist traps and forge your own path. Get a little lost, discover those hidden gems. You never know what treasures you might find. Until next time, happy travels, everyone.